So very happy. Um, so I know the title says that we're going to be doing the aliens right now. However, I had to wash the pieces before I finished it. So I do need them to look as nice as possible. They will be submitted tomorrow night for a casual contest. So I want them looking as good as possible. I need to finish um, basically I need to shape them to the cushion itself. So we got our cushion, and I know right away that I've got to work on the corners. The corners are a little too big. I did try and shape around this part here where it goes, to the chair back. I'm probably going to have to crochet separate connecting tassels. I don't know, tie downs. As these ones won't match at all. They do not match. They're really flimsy. Like, it's very thin material. I'm glad I'm covering this. I wouldn't want to use these chair cushions by themselves if that was their actual, if I actually needed that sort of function. So, alright. I've also discovered why people have intro videos. I've discovered why mods are super important. And I need to make myself a streaming checklist. I'm pretty sure everybody else does this. I don't hear anyone else ever talking about it. That doesn't mean, that doesn't mean that, I don't know, I feel like maybe it means that I need to get my shit together a bit more. But maybe it's just practice, as everything we do is practice. So while I'm waiting for the two parts of the cushion to dry, they're currently in the dryer right now. So while I'm waiting for those, I figured we could get working, continuing on the blanket. So this is the lap blanket. I was actually using it just as a blanket last time, and everybody loved the colors and stuff, so actually I figured I'd make a little more progress on it. What happened here? Make progress on it. So I have the pattern printed off. And I want to untangle some of these yarns. So, okay, I have this guy. He's a little too big. He's a 5.5, but I think that's what I was using at our last meeting because I couldn't find the one I actually wanted to use. Since this blanket is different yarns and different weights and so many variables, I'm not terribly concerned about being a size or two off on the hook. Oh, this got pulled out quite a bit. That did not need to happen. Alright. Oh, I pulled that out last time too. Alright, so I just got a notification from my headset basically sounding like it's going to turn off. It's been plugged in for 2 days. If for some reason it didn't actually plug in, or I'm not actually streaming again, I'm going to be really upset. Okay, so I am streaming. Hello! For real, streaming. But the headset, yeah. Let's check the volume. Okay, volume is actually taking. Okay, we're going to do a test here. I apologize greatly for the echo. It might be actually taking. Okay, we're going to do a test here. Alright. And let's turn on some Monster Cat, seeing as how it may be the issue. Issue might be it's not receiving anything. I really wouldn't think it would. So. Alright, so it says I have 3 session followers. Thank you. I'm not quite sure if Streamlabs is updated or not, but in light with checking up with some of all the other stuff, let's check out Streamlabs on the phone. I don't know what Streamlabs currently has available, but we're going to find out in a minute here. So, what is this? Ah, it looks like the yarn I got from my stash exchange actually came with a swatch. Like this is a knitted piece that's just kind of rolled up and tucked inside of the ball there. It's pretty, but I'm probably just gonna frog it and use it in my thing when I'm ready for this color. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. We got... I have a stream element, see what I can do. Because what I want to do is I want to be able to be a little bit more mobile on this. I want to be over here. I don't want to be at the computer all the time. And I don't necessarily want to be on my phone, obviously. But I do want to be able to run a few things. So we're going to check out stream elements and see what I can do from the phone. Alright. Automatically connecting with Twitch. That's nice. I do need a holder, though. I need to stick the phone up. We did get, they're called mag armor. You can see on the back here, it's like a shield. It's a metal, it's basically just a metal plate with a sticker on it. Alright, so it's the Stream Elements dashboard. Tons of updates. Okay. So what I want to do here is I want to give a shout out, and I want to be able to do this much more seamlessly than I currently am. So I need to, this is the practice bit, and for some reason not letting me log in again. Because I have no idea why it's not letting me log in. I was able to see my stuff, I was able to, and now it brought me back to something that I totally do not care about. Alright, so connect with Twitch. There we go. Alright, excellent. Alright, it's not very user-friendly. Like, I clicked tapped to see something. Alright. It's sort of working a bit now. So what I want to do is I want to give a shout out here to all you people who followed me in the last 4 months. That's been about how long it's been since I've streamed. So, IRL Beer 13, thank you so much for the follow. iKittenCX, thank you for the follow. I wish we actually could have met up at the Starbucks. I hope everything is okay. Jelly Glob, you were fantastic. You showed up to my test stream and like helped me figure out what was going on. Appreciate the follow. Alita11, I hope to check out your channel when you're live sometime. A Jonesy, also thank you very much for the follow. Quill Tony, I love watching your stream. You've got so much energy. I can't even fathom how you have so much energy. It's great. 3.5 inch Peter. I don't know if you're a troll account or not, but thank you for the follow. Navy Yeti, thank you for the follow. Eris Happy Leaf, you have such a cute little style. I love the stuff that you're working on. Thank you for the follow, and I hope to see you in here at some point. Original Game Bug, thank you for that follow. Old Bumble, like, I really want to see your crochet stream. I haven't seen you crochet, I've seen you kind of do some other games, but I want to know what's up. Like, I want to see your crochet stuff. So go ahead and hit me up when you're crocheting. Amethyst Gem 1, thank you for the follow. Black Bisector 9, thank you. Let's see, Meteor Notes, thank you for the follow. Walls of Gab, like, you guys are just awesome. You're following me. I hadn't even been streaming yet. I hadn't gotten this all set up, so this is fantastic. Adorned, oh my gosh, that was an amazing stream on Tuesday. Thank you so much for showing up. It's fantastic to hear that you write patterns for, what do you say, a darn good yarn. I mean, honestly, I spent probably a good, like, half hour to an hour yesterday, like, searching darn good yarn. I did download a pattern. I want to run it by you and see if it's one of yours. I downloaded one of the free ones. I'm not ready to spend money on yarn and stuff yet. I still have to think about Christmas and Christmas gifts and actually how I'm going to get them to people. They're probably not going to get them on Christmas, my family, so. Crafty Cat, thank you for that follow. It was so fun on Tuesday. Breezing A Flames, thank you for that follow. Needy Bird, also fantastic. Thank you very much. I hope we're just going to be bouncing back and forth in each other's channels because it's great. Adorned, thank you for their raid. Ichabod Glass, was great to see you. Knitting Nerd, I know where you live. So, um, I mean, we're gonna see each other a lot. Knitting Nerd is actually the president of the Knit and Crochet Guild I talk about a lot. The Nerdy Knitters. Hold on, let me go ahead and get a plug here for the Nerdy Knitters. So you saw Knitting Nerd actually showed up. So this is our 2018 gift for the Nerdy Knitters. When you become a member, you get a gift. So actually, 2017 was this bag here. So this is a 2017 gift. This is the 2018 gift. So they're really nice. And it's a great place. It's Southern California, mostly Burbankish guild. So it's super, it's really casual, it's really fun, very supportive, and it feels a lot like KBN but in person. So if that's something you ever look for, that's Southern California. That's where you need to be. Power Ranger Jenna, One Big Lady One, and Iron Bands Graham. Also, thank you so much for those follows. It's been awesome. I'm looking to doing more streaming and more just more hanging out, like not in just my stream, but other people, not just streaming, but hanging out in other people's streams too. So I've been trying to be a little more active all over the place here. So thank you. I've got let's see, I started the dryer. Oh, I didn't even time it. It's a 30-minute. It's gonna be in there for 30 minutes. So the next thing I'm gonna do is find the pattern I printed off for the. So the blanket pattern is actually called the As You Go Stripey Blanket, and I believe if you type in exclamation point pattern, that's the one that will show up. It'll be the correct one. Our guild did it as a mystery crochet along, which means we didn't know. We knew it was a blanket. That's all we knew. And it told us how many chunks we could do, like the repeat. So it could, we could sort of decide how long we wanted, how big we wanted to make it. And I'm currently on May, June. May, June. That's where I'm at. And the Jingles is home. So you could hop in channel and chat if you want. You could hop in the Twitch channel and chat. If you want. So, yes, we're going to be doing the third installment of the pattern while my original plan is being washed. And scissors. Scissors are here. So, what is everybody else doing today? Any plans? Any holiday stuff this weekend? We got invited to 3 events tomorrow. So the one we're actually going to go to is the Nerdy Knitters is having the annual holiday party, and so that's the one we're going to go to. But I got invited to 2 other events, and I'm a little sad about one of them because it's one I've gone to, every other year. It's a white elephant exchange, so I'm a bit disappointed to be missing that one. However, the gal running it does allow people to still get gifts. We can basically designate a proxy to choose the gifts for us, and so we'll be meeting with my friend Jeff tomorrow, and he will be the one to choose our gifts. So, oops, okay, so I tried to apparently tweet myself out and whatever, and did not include the correct link. Alright, so twitch.tv. My gosh, how noobish can I be? Alright. I feel like I should actually go fix all those links, especially because I posted in some places I don't usually post. Alright, so let's see. I'm like really kind of paranoid right now, too. Okay, well. Alright, so let's get these links all right. They work in like Facebook and Twitter, but apparently I have to put the whole link into Discords. He said that he clicked on the link and it wasn't me, and I'm like looking at it going, the link looks right. It sends me there. He said he copy pasted it and it wasn't me, so I don't know what is going on with him. You know, maybe it's him and not me. Unless you're in channel. Nova? Night Nova, you there? Because that would be really funny if I'm like, well, maybe it's him, and then he shows up and he's like, what the hell? Psh, leave. Alright, so... Alright, I did pick up that crochet hook at some point. And of course, I switched up my stuff, so I can't even see my notifications at the moment. Of course. Thank you guys for the host, Toxin Burn. Toxin Burn. Man, you sound like a CrossFit ad. There we go. Except I want the green. Green. That's the name of the color. Name color is green. And the hook is in here. So yeah, I've been bringing my different projects with me all over, and just, it's kind of disjointed. The green boy crochet hook. Alright, so the next color I want to use, I feel like I may have done this a little backwards because I love this green and purple together. I think I showed this off last time too because I was just so stoked about it. This green and purple, but I have this brown color that's the same like velvet as the purple, and I want to work that in because I don't know what else I would use this in. So I kind of want to just use it up in this blanket. But the other thing I also want to do that I'm excited about versus like, oh my gosh, just get rid of a color. I'm excited about trying a ribbon yarn for the first time. So I have this ribbon, have this brown. So, I mean, I could try sandwiching it, going brown velvet, ribbon, brown velvet. But I'd rather work this in because it's actually very bright. Or at least the orange is pretty bright. But now I feel like I'm going more muted colors. I kind of want to like do one step brighter than this green. I don't want to do another green. I could use this stuff. This would actually bring a little bit of brightness back to it. I do have a lot of dark colors, however. A surprising amount of green. Green and bluish green. I did start with this, like, purple pinkish blue with chocolate colored in the beginning here. And I was hoping to keep it that, and then I sort of switched it up a little. I was like, well, these are similar colors, and I just kind of like, well, let's try this coral color, and it just blew it up as far as, like, color theme went. Just kind of, I feel like it just blew it out of the water, so I'm just kind of like, whatevs. We'll just keep going with the things I have, and I'm loving this colorway. Unfortunately, it looks like the next time I use it, it's going to disappear. I'm not quite ready to use it yet, which is funny because like it's like used it down here. It was one of the first non-original colors. Actually, it was the first non-original color I used. Little sad. Little sad. I probably need like coffee or something. This yarn's actually the same as this yarn here. It's just, this is a very long color changing yarn. It's a rainbow blue clay. Buttercream Luxe Craft. Oh, it is rainbow blue clay. From Joann's? Yeah, it's the same thing as the rainbow blue clay up there, which is a little different. Oh, that's right, you guys can't see that. I don't know if I want like a fisheye camera or not. So I guess I'm gonna go with this. This is also sort of a ribbon yarn. Very, very thin. Let's see what kind of stitch I need to do next. We have double crochet and then star stitch. Alright, so earlier in this blanket pattern, we were supposed to do what's called Catherine wheel. And that's right here, where you see these big holes. This is the Catherine wheel. P.S. This is not what the Catherine wheel is supposed to look like. I totally foobarred it. And, yeah, I don't... And I see it showing up in this next section, and I'm super nervous about doing it again. I'm gonna have to reread it. I'm gonna have to figure out what they're actually asking me to do. So, I'm starting row 44, and Catherine wheel starts at row 49. So, it's coming up very fast. So, I get to do the star stitch, 2 rows, and then start the Catherine wheel. So, but this guy's just gonna be double crochet. I get a little bit of a break before I gotta do all the craziness with the Catherine wheel. I mean, my issue with the Catherine wheel is probably just very also mental. Like I'm afraid of it, so it's gonna be much more difficult than I expect it to be, etc., etc. Therefore, I'm going to screw it up because I've already told myself I'm gonna screw it up. Basically, as long as I make it look different and less holy than the previous one, I think I'm gonna be happier with it. So, happier with the stitch with less space in it there. So, alright, starting with the double crochets. When was the last time I counted? Oh, I counted this last row. That's fantastic. Alright, like a boss. 11, 4, 2, 1. Thank you for that host. So much for the host. Alright, so we got double crochets going on here. Alright, this is a super tiny yarn. Like I said, it's a ribbon yarn. Very, very tiny. I wonder if I'm going to need to like do a different row of something else on top of it just to kind of keep it anchored. So, alright, this is gonna be a slow row, I will tell you that right now. We can already make that call. I'm going to go slow, trying to find the right place to pull through. It looks neat. It's kind of, it's got this sort of swirl thing going on with it. Cosmagenda. Thank you for that host. Actually, you know what I did last time? I did at the meeting, because I just got the ball at the meeting. Now I can't pull this too much because it's not actually meant to handle. It's not a yarn bowl. I've just turned it into a yarn cup. But alright. So yeah, repping the nerdy knitters a bit. So I'm pretty proud of the stuff that they've managed to pull together for the gifts. Oh, also, kind of an interesting to mention, as part of the Nerdy Knitters, I am the charity chair. We're every year. This is my first full year being a member. I became a member at last year's Christmas party, so it's almost been a year. It's almost been 1 year where I've been a member of the Nerdy Knitters, like an official member. So that's cool. But I am the charity chair, where I run the charity project, and this year it is the knitted knockers for breast cancer women who've had mastectomies. And so knitted. So there's knitted patterns, crocheted patterns, knitting loom. I think there's 2 knit patterns, a crochet pattern, a knitting loom, and I think there's a couple other ways of doing it, but they are. Someone at the last meeting provided me some. So this is a knit. Excuse me. This is a knit version. And so she didn't actually make them in pairs. She gave me 3 of each one. So like they have different sizes. They have different patterns for each different size. These ones are extra pointy. So they're very, very pointy. And they're supposed to be filled with like fiber fill. I plan on sending them up to the Knitted Knockers headquarters without being filled. It'll make shipping a bit easier, but then that'll also let them distribute them where the need is. So that's what I do fiber arts related outside of Twitch. Is I member of the Nerdy Knitters, and I am their charity chair. So we're looking at doing the Knitted Knockers again for this next year, and possibly looking and seeing what other people are interested, what other, charities do people feel strongly about, and what do they want to make for other people. Now the Knitted Knockers are a little different because they have very specific yarn you need to use. You're giving these to people who have just had surgery, so it has to be soft, it has to be washable, it can't be scratchy, so like wool is completely out of the question. They ask for mostly very, very soft cottons. And I was actually looking up like chemo hats also, and those say that they want them to be very soft, but I was thinking, well, if I make a chemo hat for someone, I'd probably also want to make it out of the same yarn, the same soft cottons that are on the approved yarn list for the Knitted Knockers. Because they also said that like the chemo you can get like blisters and stuff like that, so I don't know, even though like I think the Lion Brand Fun Fur is approved, it's acrylic, which means it'll get hot, and like if it gets like any sort of like, I don't know, goo or just like anything on it, it'll just stay there and it won't feel good. Cotton will absorb it and pull it away. Alright, so my friend is sitting here telling me that it's going back to another person I follow, which is freaking weird. Like, am I hosting someone on top of this? I'm trying to figure out what is happening here. Why I would be getting these. Alright, here. Alright, keep saying you're hosting someone else and showing her, not you. Okay, I don't get that message, and that is really... Alright, I am very, very concerned about that then. Alright, it says I'm no longer hosting on my channel. Okay, so I just unhosted Tech Angel. Or I just unhosted someone. My friend was telling me it was Tech Angel. My thing says the last person I hosted was Alicia Griffin. I'm actually gonna go turn off the other hosting app because this is ridiculous. I kind of had an issue with this the other day where HL Swaglord came online and knocked me out of my own stream, so if this is happening again, I'm probably gonna have to leave the Fajar network, which is extremely disappointing. Alright, let me log in. Yeah, that's the other thing, it's really, really frustrating. It says get started, but I'm already freaking, there's no like, hey, log in, current users. I think I need to find another hosting circle. You currently have 9 hosts. Your hosts have a grand... Okay, I get that. Maybe... Okay, so this understands that I'm currently being hosted. So it's probably not Fajar. It's probably actually Twitch itself, which is really, really disturbing. Okay, so talking, it's not you I'm watching for some reason. Okay, talk in the channel to me. Alright. Okay, so it says I'm live, but what the heck is happening? I'm really, really like not really freaking out, just I'm confused as hell. So I did add someone to my auto hosting. I don't remember who it was. How do I? Okay, I don't want to go. I'll go to my dashboard. So settings, auto hosting. And of course, it doesn't recognize the fact that my browser is not. Okay, I'm gonna sit down for a second. I feel like standing is a little weird. Alright, so channel, video, manage, dashboard. Like, there isn't a separate thing for auto host. Dang it, I am beyond annoyed at the moment. Okay, so I'm here now? You can see me. So I wonder, I didn't do anything. Currently hosting, see, okay, now this says that now Fajar says I'm hosting TSS Tech Angel, which I shouldn't be, since I'm freaking live. What is happening? Okay, so hosting, I know somewhere on Fajar I can turn off, like I can remove myself from the network, which is super unfortunate. Disable network hosting. Alright, so it says I'm currently away from that, so I mean, this is what's weird, is that I was showing me as actually streaming, which usually, that's why I have my own stream up. Alright, so SDF, can you actually say something in my chat channel? That way I know what's going on. Having you PM me is not really working. Right now what you're doing is a private message. I do need to actually... Alright, here. This is the chat. Finally see you. See, I don't know what you said yeah, but I don't know if you're saying yeah too. Okay. So I need to do that was some roommate management there. We have our refrigerator right next to I don't know, the entrance to our area. Okay, so what do we have here? Notifications, and well, now I'm just paranoid that I'm not even live. But I was hosted by things. Okay, auto hosts me. Hosting you. Okay, where are the people that I auto host? Because then I want to take that off. Man, why is Twitch making this so difficult? This is, like, underneath my dashboard, there's no place that says auto hosting. I can't scroll through my stuff. Okay, I have to be hovered over the correct. Yeah, it says I'm now hosting Alicia Griffin. Auto host this channel when you're offline? No, I shouldn't be hosting them now. What is happening? I see myself on twitch.tv. I see the chat. Oh, this is angering. Alright, well, I guess I'll just keep going. I have 4 viewers. Hi, viewers. I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around, even though I'm getting extremely flustered and frustrated. Let's message the buddy again, who's letting me know about what's going on. Alright, so There we go. Hopefully things start working properly. Now I'm just... I need to find those notifications where it's like, oh, you're hosting so-and-so. No, I shouldn't be hosting anybody. Yeah, Alicia Griffin, other people hosting me. It's super strange. Well, the other thing that's not quite connected correctly is I have that box in the corner. It would be up in like this corner, I guess. That would be the chat that isn't hooked in properly. Yes, right here. This chat box. This should actually be listing everything that's being said in chat, and it's not. So, but that's something I need to figure out with Streamlabs. Otherwise, I just kind of have this big, boring, black... well, I say square, but it's a rectangle. Alright, well, I mean, I want to keep going. I want to keep crocheting. I'd like to be chatting with you, you know, guys. Erskila, thank you for that host. I mean, I'm disappointed that I pulled myself out of the Fajar network because I will be getting significantly less hosts by that. I mean, that's what it is. It's a sharing network. It's a give and take with the shares. So, I may actually have to enlist the jingles so we can get down to the bottom of this. What? You've got no box you can enter for the chat? Are you on your phone? Oh, jeez. Yeah, I do have a lot more space. We took some boxes out, we rearranged a bit. I can move around. I mean, even thing is, not all the stuff is back in here, so it definitely looks clean. But we just, some of it, the mess just kind of moved out there. I do need to get working on that this evening and tomorrow and get it cleaned up a bit more so we can actually have people over and hang out out here even, because that would be really cool. Part of the reason I wanted the couch as part of the stream is so I can have other crafty people over. I messaged, man, I don't know, let's see, her online name is like, Dragon Maiden 83. I believe that's her Instagram name. I messaged her, and she's a knitter, and she might crochet a little too. So I was like, you can come over now, and we can stream together. She's like, oh my gosh, Boba and Twitch. I was like, we can totally get Boba and do Boba and Twitch. I am completely down with that. Actually, boba sounds really good right now, except for the fact that it's cold, and I want a warm, caffeinated drink. So Thai tea would be, and boba, and, huh? Actually, I need your help, apparently. No! Fine. He was out of helps? I suppose you kind of had a rough day, huh? So Nova's in channel, and he was saying that while I'm live, I was hosting someone else. Like, you couldn't actually see me. You were seeing someone else. So I just wanted to see what you saw on your channel. He says it's fixed now. Oh, wow. Okay, but he also says he doesn't even have a chat box. Well, actually, I'm guessing you've minimized your browser a bit. You need to make your browser, like, make it full screen for a second, and then you'll see where the chat box is. Twitch does a weird thing where it thinks, well, I mean, it thinks the video is the priority and not chatting. Knitting nerd! Yeah, actually, I've picked up the blanket at this point. So, this is where I'm at. I've only gotten this far because I'm having a little bit of technical issues, like, with the actual stream. But you're here and you can talk, so that's a huge bonus. So, at least now I have someone in chat. I have another friend who's telling me that for a while it wasn't even me on stream, it was somebody else I was hosting. So that's extremely frustrating and confusing. He says, nope, didn't work. Again, that's extremely strange that you can't see the chat. So I have Knitting Nerd and Channel here with me, and everything's normal on your end. Yeah, well, that's good. That's really good, because I was kind of freaking out for a minute there. In a few minutes, what I might do is I might turn back on my hosting network. Basically, if I'm online, they host me. If I'm offline, they use my account to host other people. So it's a kind of round robin, you know, share the streams. Yeah, because I swear. That's why I have the mature audience filters there, because I swear. I could try and work on not swearing. I've swore like 3 times already this stream though, and I've only been live for like 45 minutes. Oh yeah, you don't have an ad blocker. Sorry about the ads. So yeah, I am currently on a double crochet row right now. Am I ready for tomorrow? No, actually, it sounds like the dryer stopped. I actually had to wash the 2 sides of the pillow, it's not a pillow, of the cushions. So let me go check those right now. Yeah, and I'm using the cup as a home. The hubster said he's coming too. Yay! I was wondering if he was gonna come. I don't remember why that crossed my mind. I was like, oh, I wonder if Yoshi's gonna be there. And the other part of my mind was like, well, of course Yoshi's gonna be there. Alright, gonna grab those pieces. Now the reason I had to wash them, not only, you know, is it good crafting practice, but cat sat on them. So I had a ton of cat fur on it. Alright, so now I get to work on shaping. They're a little softer, definitely warmer, still have cat hair on them, but hopefully less. We're gonna move the mug so I do not break it. Ah, not a swarm of bees. Oh. There's a very suspicious buzzing noise there. Not a swarm of bees. That also sounds very, Welcome to Night Vale-esque. Are you a Welcome to Night Vale fan? Because not a swarm of bees is definitely, that could definitely fit in with their world. Okay, so Knitting Nerd, you can watch me actually finish my project, or try to, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I am making this up as I go along. I don't think I could like rewrite this pattern or anything after I'm done with it. I could make suggestions, but I couldn't give you a stitch count. So the next thing I want to do here is I want to do 3 more rows, and that's all I want. After I find my right pink. I've carried this project around with me for like 2 months now, so I keep putting it in different bags. And these are all the bits of yarn that I want to use in the blanket too. So I want to do 1 row of pink around here, 1 row of pink around the other one, but I also want to help keep shaping it. And then I want to, will that fit the pillow? Currently it looks like it will, if I, you know, stretch it and shape it and all that. But I only want to use 3 rows, or yeah, to keep it kind of, I think 3 rows should do it. And so it'll be a little stretchy on the ends here. I'll have to remember to do that a little wider on the next ones. And then the corners are they'll be a little puckery. Actually, I could probably do what I just did right there. I folded it in, and then I can crochet some of it. Like, I don't actually have to crochet the edge. I can tuck it in there and crochet around it. Crochet one edge. So that might help with the weirdness that would be. course, then I would have to not do the extra 3 rows, or 2 rows. Yeah, it's sort of like freeform crochet going on here. So yeah, I'll add the rows here. This really is a lot of making it up as I go along. Which is why I don't think I could write a pattern for it after the fact, because I was just kind of like, I did what felt right. Like here we go. The way I start, I need to fold in the corners, so I'll just start here in the corner. And fold it up. Yeah, fold it up, and that way the extra bits will all be hidden under there. And just kind of hidden in crochet together. Totally cheating this. Alright, gonna make myself a little more comfortable here. Got a weird twist going on. So feels like guerrilla crochet. Just sort of going in and doing a thing, being like, man, this is how we're gonna make it happen. Guerrilla crochet or cheating. Although I am trying to be good about my corner turning, where I'll do a single crochet, and then I'll chain one, and then I'll do another single crochet in the same stitch, and that way it'll act like a corner turn. Okay. Have fun. Not a swarm of bees. Thank you very much for that follow. So, what do you do in your free time? Buzzing around? Yeah, hanging out with some of the flowers? Some of the best flowers. Chilling with your queen, sounds like. So I need to do these bottom 2 corners. Is this the bottom? Yes, I did make these the bottom. I'm going to make these the bottom 2 corners. Tucking them in. With this flying stuff. Yeah. So whereabouts do you fly? Corner weirdness here. I'm tucking this corner in. Oh man, this yarn is splitting like crazy. I mean, I'm also trying to go really fast. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do my little cheat here with the corner. Backing that thing up to show my fellow bee brethren where the best pollen is all at. Alright. Lots of bee brethren going on. So is there any competition to hang out with that queen? Getting stuck in the rear view of your car until the sun? No! Man. Yeah, that one sucks. Wait, you just get reincarnated back into your swarm? Waking up in the buxom bosom of your queen. I suppose if you're the swarm of bees, it's not an individual bee. Yeah, a whole swarm of bees in the back of someone's car windshield. They'll probably just, like, you know, explode a can of Raid in there. And then you're dead. You're gone. Okay. So, if you're not a swarm of bees, then what are you? Human, dog, cat, couch cushion. Spare change inside the couch cushion. Fueled by ink. Thank you very much for those, well, the host, I should say. Thank you for the host. So, do any crafting yourself? Or just hanging out as a bee man? I mean, I'm assuming if you are not a swarm of bees, you know, if you were a swarm of bees, which you're not, you would take on the form of something. So, wasn't there a... You ever played Kingdom of Loathing? You get to the haunted house and you actually find a man made of bees. That's the thing. I would actually go ahead and try and go to the KOL wiki and look up the man of bees. I can't remember his details right now. Other than he enters a room pretty much just like you did. Buzzing. Yeah. Perfectly normal human creature. Okay. So, perfectly normal human creature. What kind of activities do you do to keep yourself occupied during the day? Does a human creature such as yourself have a job? Or go to school? Or craft? Do you craft? Sometimes I feel clever, but I'm not familiar with this haunted house. Oh. Astro Pirate, thank you for the host. Alright, sometimes the haunted house. Well, let's see. Yeah, the haunted house is kind of a new thing. Wait a second, not a swarm of bees. Do I know you in real life? Because I might know you in real life. Alright, let's see. We got comments going on here from... Alright. Alright. SDF. We need to figure out how to get the chat working for you. Okay, so there's like maybe there's an arrow. It's pointing actually, so right above the video there might be a little arrow pointing this way, and it will be on the right side of your screen, right under the purple bar. Try and click it so the arrow is actually pointing towards the edge of the right edge of your screen. There you go, you found the chat! Hello! Yeah, Nova. Welcome to my chat! You made it! Alright, so not a swarm of bees. SDF has finally joined us in the chat. He's been trying to figure out how to get here for a minute. Stings and grease. Bee! You said you were not a swarm of bees. You should not be stinging guests. You can go ahead and flutter your wings against their cheeks, but you should not be stinging them. You're gonna make everyone run away. I mean, really, if you're not you're big stompy robots right now? Alright. Well, I hope you're having fun. I hope you're getting all the cash you need to get what you want and do your upgrades and etc, etc. Buy your pieces when they break. You're not several scorpions duct taped together in a tuxedo. Oh. Well, you're a human creature looking pretty dapper in a tuxedo. Where did you get that tuxedo? Oh, and you're actually a little sharp. You may have forgotten to take a pin out or something. Sometimes they put extra pins in there. Alright, so no cash or upgrades? Would you do like a rosebud code or something and get all the money you needed? Buy gold. Seeing as how like Big Stumpy Robots feels like it's pay to... Not quite pay to win, but like pay to get all the things that you normally would have to grind for. Also, not a swarm of bees, do you participate in any sort of games? Video games, board games, card games, that sort. I keep having to pull my stuff out because this yarn is kind of splitting a lot. Doing it again. I'm gonna be like Groundhog Day with the same stitch here. And keep splitting the yarn in the same place. 230 million saved. You want to sort of like exchange that into, you know, US dollars, and you could work on getting a house or something. I mean, you have a house, I need a house. What I'm saying is you should spread the love. Spread the love, share the wealth. Yeah, so you may have missed my little cheat that I did. You know how I was looking at the corners? I'm like, man, these corners are gonna be, you know, they're gonna stick out funny. So with this first pink row, what I'm doing is I actually folded the corner over and secured it with the single crochet row that I'm doing as a border here. So those are gonna be my bottom corners down here. That's the bottom. This would be the top. Where well, when I say top, I mean where it hits the back of the chair is the top. So, yeah, not a swarm of bees. You are sounding more and more like somebody I know in real life. So yeah, coming along on this piece, and then I'll switch over to the piece with the actual little alien motif on it. And then we'll single crochet around that one, and then grand finale, put them together, and then put the finishing touches on it. Yeah, I was saying, I feel like it's sort of like a guerrilla crochet, what I just did here. Like, I feel like this is super, like, this is like crochet hack. And it looks better than I expected, so... Won't know until you try. Yeah, I really like the Vanna's Choice yarn is one of my favorites from the Lion brand. It's one of my favorites, but this particular skein doesn't seem to be wound tight enough. And I keep splitting my yarn, and that's really, really annoying. Crochet life hacks, yes. Yeah, not a swarm of bees. When I was in college, I really, really wanted... First of all, I do play World of Warcraft now. This was in 2006 when I graduated. I really, really wanted to play World of Warcraft, and I didn't at the time. Me and the guy I was seeing, we talked about it because it would have required, like, you know, the subscription-based payment plan, and I mean, we were fresh out of college. We really weren't making money. And so basically we were like, well, we know we both have an addictive personality, and we know we personally knew friends who almost got kicked out of school because they played way too much World of Warcraft. So we're like, well, let's at least get a job first. Like, let's get a job first, and then we can, you know, talk about it. Because, like, we're still working, like, some part-time gigs. We're like, well, let's work something that has hours. And we did, but, you know, we actually got busy doing that, so, you know, WoW kind of fell to the wayside. But we were both like, no, we have addictive personalities when it comes to games, and we are not going to, we're not going to do that right now. At least not until we can possibly, you know, actually afford to do it, and then we'll look at it again. Oh, so Knitting Nerd, that link that just popped up, that is actually the link to the cow. The sea cow, not the K cow. I think the K cow didn't, Ginny Sunitz, she wrote that pattern, so like I don't think that one's published. Okay, we're coming to the end of the first set of this pink roundabout. Alright, now we gotta figure out how to keep going so we can hide this, this hack that I made. I mean, it probably won't be as bad because there will be another layer above it. Go ahead and put it here. Yeah, you hear me? It's like, yeah, okay, we'll take this, and then I guess we'll put this stitch right here. Alright, and then I'll go ahead and cut it. So we've gone all the way around. We got a nice border. I love how the color is so close to the actual color of the coaster. Ooh, I don't want to do that. Snip that back. Heading out to do bedtime things. Early week, ton of do tomorrow. Yeah, alright, yeah. I will see you at tomorrow's party. This will be really cool. I mean, you didn't want to ruin the surprise of what this is going to look like, so I understand. Alright, actually I'm going to go backwards and crochet this in, weaving in my ends in a slightly unconventional fashion, but weaving them in nonetheless. Alright, so that's the part that's going to be facing the inside. So I've got my corners sort of tucked in there so they'll match up with the actual shape of the cushion. This way, not that way, this way. So they'll match up with the shape of the that turned out actually really well. So, alright, and now it's on to the main piece. Now this one I don't think needs as much work with the corners. It still could use a little tucking. So we'll go ahead and tuck those in a little bit when we go around. Alright, gotta make sure. Right side and wrong side makes a difference in this pattern. Well, in this project, I should say. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna start in the same spot, I guess, as I did with the other one. We're gonna start with these single crochets going on. That corner in. I feel like it's almost a game show type thing where you're like, tuck that corner! It's really not that exciting. Just the way I'm like narrating it, like, okay, Tim, tuck that corner in. Tuck that corner! Yeah. successfully tucked. Now it's just... I'm not going to go ahead and do that double thing for the corner because I noticed that I did it over on this one and it actually came out a little wonky, like it looked too pointy. We're trying to round it out. I need to just keep going without designating a corner turn. If I was doing something like a granny square blanket or whatever, I would definitely want to go ahead and do the chain one, make one in the same one, turn it, because then it creates a very distinct corner look. So I actually just want to get this done to know it's finished. I'm like, part of the reason I'm moving, I'm trying to go so fast, which is kind of slowing me down, just makes it that even paced. So after this project, I have the blanket to finish. Like I said, I'm starting May, June, which means I'm almost but not quite halfway done. And I know that the November, December portion of the pattern actually has a border for it, so it's not necessarily adding length to it, but you know, tidying everything up and bringing it all together. And the border is really going to help my particular blanket because I'm using so many different types of yarn. It kind of expands and contracts, and if you try and spread it out and look at it, it looks really wonky. But yarn is flexible. Most yarns are somewhat flexible, and they can stretch or contract or whatever. And after it gets washed, then we can... I don't want to say iron it, because we definitely won't be... Ironing would not be a good idea. I almost forgot to tuck the corner this year. So we're going to tuck the corner, which I almost forgot to do. Takes a little more concentration than I expected to, the tucking the corner thing and trying to find a spot for the hook to go in. And then I want to make sure that I finish the stitch on the crease, what would be the crease of the corner tuck, so that way it has a very uniform look and looks a little cleaner. I think I kind of got a hang of it here. I mean, how often do you crochet a flat piece and then go ahead and double it over itself and try and keep moving with it? Just shove it in there. Done with this second corner here. Oh god, splitting that yarn again. Alright, okay. On the home stretch here, this corner, tucking. Alright, there we go. Now it should be going just a touch faster. Unfortunately, since I just washed this and threw it through the dryer, it's still a little wet, which is making some of that a little trickier than you would expect. I did have to wash these pieces before I attached them to the pillow cushion. I don't want to send the cushion through, and when you see how I'm planning on connecting it, which will just be seaming it up the side, you'll see it won't go to the washer and dryer very well. If we ever need to wash it, like I'll have to cut it and pull it out and re-crochet it back up again. Yeah, it's not like a pillowcase. I mean, I suppose I could figure out a way where you only had to pull one. Yeah, I mean we have to pull like one side out. I'm not gonna put a zipper on these or anything like that. Okay. I mean, I'm excited to finish this. The pink one is sort of like the flagship character for the game, with its positioning. And the pink and black is just a very, it pops. I don't know how ambitious I'm gonna be. Probably not that ambitious, but I still need to crochet another black square, and then finish up the yellow one. The yellow one's actually all squared off. I had to square off this last night when I went to the spinning group. So I squared up the pink one last night. The yellow one's already squared up. It just needs its border around the edges, possibly corner stuck. Now that we know that that's a trick. Stitch up. And I do have 4 cushions. I have 4 cushions already. I have not started on the green or orange ones yet, though. It's a little sad. It would have been kind of cool to have all 4 of them, but time just ran away. Traveling, social life, etc., etc. They will be done. Oh, that's the other thing. I still need to figure out what I'm gonna do with the strings. I'll probably do like a 4 wide single crochet. The 4 is kind of long. Maybe I'll just do like single crochet. Or no, actually someone's just braiding them. So I might do like a 4-strand braid of the colored yarn. That's actually a good idea. 4-strand, we'll braid them. And that way they won't have to worry about the stretching when you go to tie it.
My God, are you seeing this?
Okay, so we're only about halfway done with this guy. We got a ways to go.
I guess we really are gonna live forever.
So SDF, I'm guessing you're still playing Stompy Robots and not a swarm of bees. I'm guessing you've buzzed off to a different channel or something. Unfortunately, I don't have my information. So can I see that? Maybe I can see that. I did want to make this more. Oh, hey! Good, you are here! Huzzah! So, SDF, what is the craftiest thing you would say you do? Like creative, crafty type thing? So, oh, if crafting, like, what would you say is the most creative thing that you make or craft? Or, because I know you were working on some stuff for your son. Yeah. You made his Halloween costume, right? Like that's crafting. That's actually almost cosplay. Yeah, okay. And was that foam that you did it out of? foam helmet, yeah. I don't remember what the character was. What did you... I know it was Star Wars. I just don't remember which one. Or which character you did for Eli. Darth Vader's. Thank you for the host. Oh, okay. It wasn't Star Wars. You did King Lane. Got it. Still wondering if a swarm of bees is around. I mean, not a swarm of bees is around. Hexerless, thank you very much for the host. It is much appreciated. So I'm wondering what happened that I'm getting all these random hosts now. Since I took myself out of the Fajar network, it seems to not have actually taken. Well, that's alright. Yeah, so the person, because I don't think Not a Swarm of Bees is here anymore, thinks Not a Swarm of Bees is actually somebody from my college days. And it could be any number of people who have the same sort of humor. Weird BRP. But I have a feeling I might actually... I mean, it's also possible that there's just, you know, weird people in general over. So hi, Not a Swarm of Bees, if you're sitting here lurking. So even if you're not somebody I know, just know that you're in good company. Alright, let's go ahead and tie this off. Actually, I probably could have gotten away with not tying this off since I'm going to be picking up the pink again anyway. I probably shouldn't have cut it, but oh well. Alright. So we got the corner pieces there. And now it's time to bring the two together. Alright, so our tucked corners both go on the bottom. That's the bottom. There we go. And this is where I'm depending on the stretchiness of the yarn in some of these spots here. Kind of depending on the yarn to give and pull as it will to kind of make it actually cover the piece. So we're going to tuck in these strings here because we're not going to use the original strings. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have braid, like a 5 or so strand braid for the strings. I'm not saying you didn't know me in college. Okay, see, now that makes it sound like I probably knew you before college then, in addition to during college. Come on! Alright, so the second time this has happened. Where HL Swagload shows up, I don't know who or what is going on here. Alright, am I back? Fantastic. HL Swaglord kicks me off my own freaking channel. I should go into a stream after I'm done and be like, what the hell? And he'll have no idea what I'm talking about. And it would be cool. He knows who I am. Mostly, we were supposed to, like, meet up at BlizzCon, but, well, he's just way too busy of a dude to... And I didn't go to any of the parties. That kind of made a difference. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and start this craziness. Last round of the, putting this all together. So what I'm doing is I'm taking 2 single crochets and single crocheting them together on top and bottom. King of Abs, thank you for that host. Fix his wagon, a blitzkrieg of bee stings. That might not be a bad idea. Not a swarm of bees. Send a bunch of bees over to HL Swaglord's channel. Bees. He would be so confused. He would have no idea. HL Swaglord's kind of like a dude bro, but I like listening to him talk. He has a very nice, like the kind of voice that you'd really, like, listen to an audiobook in. I think you should do audiobooks. Okay, so this is a bit slower than doing just the going around. I circle up to be careful which ones it goes through. I have to try and keep them even here. So go ahead and have I think the cushion isn't quite centered. Oh no, the cushion's still in here. What'll happen was once I get closer to the top and all that, I'll still have to pull it a bit. Yarn stretches. That is the beauty. And this pink yarn is actually quite stretchy. It's much stretchier than the black is. To the tune of Flight of the Valkyries. Oh my gosh, I love it. Flight of the Valkyries. Alright. So who do I know from high school or college who very likely could be not a swarm of bees? Someone who's familiar with Flight of the Valkyrie. Bees. Well, see, I don't even know if I know you. You could just be a really cool random internet person. Or you could be somebody I actually know and have met in person. The Flight of Valkyries. I'm trying to think about who I know whose pun game is that strong. Okay, there's one person I can think of who has a really good pun game going on. I don't know if they would have chosen bees as their spirit, not an animal. This must be what a detective feels like. Except they get paid. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just a tiny bit disappointed at how it seems to be hiding some of the pink, but then I looked at it again and it's not hiding it nearly as much as I thought. So it's so far so good with this. On top of a smaller swarm inside of a sexy human-shaped bathing suit. closer to an answer, I start deducing it and they go way off into left field. Wait a second. Not a swarm of bees. I think I just figured out who you are. If you are somebody I know. If so, you're gonna love your Christmas present. Alright, I'm gonna sit back here so I can let gravity help me with this a little. And turn my back to lean forward. Okay. Had to skip a few stitches there to make sure they all line up. A little bit of a zigzag going on there, trying to match the top and bottom pieces. But I'd rather have that than try to match up each one exactly, because it just won't work. SDV, guess who has a new computer gaming chair? Well, since you sound happy about it, I'm gonna guess it's you. Did both you and Kitty get one? Or just you? Yeah, actually, I get notified when there's like giveaways for gaming chairs, because it's a bunch of pollen. It is not a bunch of pollen. But I don't want to like say it, because you could actually be this person. You could see that? You could actually be this person. And then that would spoil it. A swanky new hive? No, but if you are the person I think you are, I would love to get you a swanky new hive. Love to get you a swanky new hive. Oh, okay, cool. Well, at least you both got one. Like, that's good. That way no one's like super jelly of the other. Alright, so we've rounded our first full corner. Thank you, Nitro, for the host there. I need to change my host notifications. They look too much like my follower notifications, I just realized. She already told you. A gold-plated suit of bee armor for my glorious warrior queen. Ooh. I could crochet you some glorious gold armor for your warrior queen. Yes, we could crochet a queen bee and then some golden armor to go with it. I even have shiny yarn. The birds could use some help in figuring out a gift. Let's see. For me? For a Let's see. I have an Amazon wish list. If you scroll down, I don't know if you're on a computer or on a mobile. If you scroll down, I think I actually put a list to an Amazon wish list, and I just recently, like within the past like 3 weeks, I recently like cleaned it out and updated it. So actually, that if you want to be somewhat anonymous about a gift, there's an Amazon wish list for my crochet and streaming stuff. so there's that. I mean, the lights would help a lot, but I think that's also the most expensive thing on the list. And I also need to figure out how I'm going to get your Christmas gift to you. Well, you and everybody else. Alright, who's that? Captain Silver Twitch. Thank you for the host. Much appreciated. You can come watch me on Twitch too. You come too far, you'll actually be on camera though. Just be warned. No, it'll show up, but there's a delay. It's gonna be there. 30-second delay. There's your hand. Bye-bye hand. There's like a 30-second delay. Not there. Yes, there. If you look on the other screen, you see it live. There's a screen down there that's live, and that one has like a 30-second or so delay. There you go. You're on TV. Okay. Okay. That's my roommate. He is the leatherworker roommate. If you want to check his stuff out, you can go to facebook.com/RoninLeather. There. He even got a plug. He had a plug and he doesn't even know it. He also was like in his pajamas. But if my roommates want to come on stream, I don't care. They just have to behave themselves. So, not a swarm of bees. Did you find the link that I was talking about? About? Ryan the Gladiator! Hello! Welcome! I am glad you are here. Not a Swarm of Bees was actually asking for some shiny armor for his queen. And don't gladiators might have some armor that they can share with the Queen of Bees? That got really weird. How are you doing tonight? Alright, we are about to round our second corner here. They don't match as well as the other corner did, so we're gonna have to work a little bit of crochet magic here to make them play nice together. Buzzes in the negative. Dang it. I'll have to double check. I think if you know my email address, you can also go to Amazon and look for wish lists under just based off my email address. Okay, we have 2 full sides already crocheted up on this guy. Alright, so we're going to hide those strings because we don't want the gray strings. I really would have preferred to get a black cushion because I knew these were going to be black. They just didn't have them, so I got gray, which was like, you know, the next neutralist color. Neutralist. More neutral? Neutral? Whatever. I thought it was going to be a darker gray. So welcome to the Crochet Couch, Ryan the Gladiator. Glad to see you here. Hopefully you enjoy hanging out. Do you do any sort of crafting on your own? Well, on your own, of your own. I craft on my own most of the time. Sometimes I go craft with people, but all my stuff is done on my own. Also, not a swarm of bees. I was watching somebody else's stream today. Her name is Jenny Knits, and the name of her stream was her stream today was people who say I'm hard to shop for must not know where to get yarn. Now here's the thing, I don't really want any more yarn. It was just a very funny comment because like getting yarn is nice. Um, and fun, and I had somebody actually get me some random surprise yarn because she visited like a high-end yarn shop for the first time, and she just kind of was like, oh my god, all this stuff is so gorgeous. And it is, it's soft, it's very bright colors, it's just very, unique colorways. um, and so she actually got me some very, very nice yarn. um, so yeah, yarn is nice to get. um, but there's other stuff I would prefer. Um, so let's see. On the wish list, the Amazon list, as you asked, there's actually no, stuff I haven't put on the list yet would be what's called steel crochet hooks, and those are usually very tiny. I would like to do lace someday, but they have to be steel and not aluminum. Because if you think about a skinny aluminum stick, you're basically talking about something that has the strength of a pop can, which will bend. Like if you're watching how I'm working here right now and how I'm like kind of digging into stuff, like I would bend an aluminum hook like in seconds. But steel crochet hooks are tiny ones. So what I'm looking for is tiny lace hooks, and they come in like 0.5 millimeters up to like, I don't know, I think 0.5 is like one of the smallest ones you can get. I'd actually have to look at my current. I went out and I got a few, but some of them you actually have to order. They don't just sell in stores, but maybe you could find a set. But I would. It'd be nice to have a set. So, swarm of bees, as you were asking. Or not a swarm of bees. I'm very sorry, I got that incorrect. Yes, you are not a swarm of bees. But I'm so excited for the thing that I got you, or who I think you are, because if it's not you, this is going to be a very weird conversation. And also, you should play Kingdom of Loathing again and try and find the haunted house, because there's literally a man made of bees. That's what he's called. Man made of bees. Yeah, they'd be Lisa. Instead of lockpicks. Yeah, they'd be lace crochet hooks. That's exactly what I'd use them for. It'd be lace. And lace and other super tiny stuff. Actually, I have a book here. Let me finish rounding this corner and I'll show you the book and some of the like crazy intricate stuff. I was given this book last year as a sort of as a gift, sort of as the lady who's just like, I'm never gonna do this again. I can't. She's a bit older. Her eyesight's going, and I just don't think she's into this type of crafting anymore. It can be kind of hard on your hands. But she gave me this book for crochet Christmas ornaments. And I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, it kind of gives you this warning, like you're working with stuff that's so small, you're gonna feel like you don't know how to crochet. That's normal. It's going to be a learning process. Basically, they tell you it's gonna be hard and suck, and you're gonna feel like you know nothing. But you'll be fine. Okay, this I'm actually going through like 6 different layers because this was one of the corners, one of the tucked corners here. No, it wasn't one of the tucked corners. I think this is where I started, but it has a lot of stuff going on here. I'll turn this corner and then we'll pull out that guide, and I'll go ahead and show it up to the camera because like you wouldn't be able to see much of it if I showed it to you from back here. Yeah, I think the most important thing if you decide to go that route, it must be steel. Because like I said, aluminum will just freaking bend. I wouldn't want you to get something that turns out to not work. For both of our sakes. Because I know you'd feel bad. Then I won't be able to do anything. Alright, so I've turned the corner. We got this guy. I'll have to do some little stretching to get it to fit. But yeah, we're almost done with it. It's great. It's so awesome. Alright, so I did bring this down. It's called Crocheted Christmas Romance Ornaments. I don't know why it's called Romance Ornaments because there's like maybe one heart in here. So, bring this up to the camera. Get the chair out of the way. See if they have better pictures. No, the pictures on the inside are almost worse. But I need something to give like perspective of how tiny this is. Alright, so here's the front of the book. You can kind of see how detailed all that stuff is. You've got the stars, you've got the the super round ones that have just very intricate detail, the weird sized ones. Oh, wow, it's very blue light too. And you got the ones that look like a fish. Weird little fishy there. And then it also shows you some in the back. So this is what you'd use the tiny crochet hooks for. And let's see if I can go ahead and find an example in the book. There's like one right here in the beginning. So these are like the tiny little balloons. It's about the only one that gives you actual perspective on how small this stuff is. So that's a balloon. And that's actually one of the crochet hooks next to it. It's just so small. Let's see, hopefully it focuses. It sort of focuses. Can't quite, I mean, you can see how tiny it is, but then you can see from the other pictures how detailed it is. So, making lace was kind of, when I first started crochet, it was definitely one of the things I wanted to do, and I don't know, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. Let's see. I do have 2 lace sized hooks, but what's funny is that neither of them are small enough to make those. Neither of my lace crochet hooks are small enough to make those particular patterns. Alright, we are on the final stretch here for this first Space Invader chair cushion. Final stretch. Okay, so random note to myself, having the light set up the way I currently do, where it's practically straight but slightly bouncing off, the color looks much better. Not everything looks blue. It sort of looks bluish over here, where there's not so much light, but definitely, I look better. And you can see the colors in the Doctor Who scarf. I am so excited to actually be finishing this project. Not that it was a terrible project. I'm just excited that I'll have it ready for tomorrow. yeah, the end stretch here is going much slower. I don't want to stretch out all the stitches too much. I want to try and evenly, I don't want the end ones to all be stretched out. I want to stretch evenly across the cushion. It's like putting a pillow into a pillowcase. Actually, it's exactly like putting a pillow in a pillowcase. You don't want it all bunched up in one end. Big Baby Vamama? Big Baby Vamama? Thank you for the host. Yeah, we gotta think of another thing to call it. You know, so many people brought to the Crochet Couch. Someone joined the Crochet Couch. So we need to have a differentiating factor. Okay, and done. All the way around here. Alright, Junie Monash. Oh my gosh. Oh, 29 people. Oh, thank you, Judy. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. How was your stream? And Sam's Creations, hi. Browncoat Nation is welcome at the Crochet Couch. Actually, you guys just showed up as I finished, and I do have 3 more to do. Oh, I'm so happy. Fairy Wings, it's so good to see you. And Bumble, oh my gosh, all of you were hanging around. Like, I was just talking about you guys, like, all the beginning of the stream, too. Like, Bumble, I really want to see some of your crochet streams. I've noticed that you're doing a lot of gaming. Oh, this is exciting! You guys are fantastic! So yes, I'm making chair cushions that are Space Invader themed. I have a set of coasters that I am trying to make matching chair cushions for. So there's the coaster, and here's my first completed one. All I gotta do is like tie it off here. Like I just cut it and tie it off, and the first one is complete. So we have chair cushions. I'm so glad all you guys are here and showing up. This is fantastic. So how was your stream, Junie? What did you end up streaming tonight? I wonder if okay, I've also had problems with being kicked off. Other people hosting over me, so this is a little nerve-wracking, but... Oh, good. I'm still, like, live. Cross-stitch, yay! Oh, man, I've seen all the cool cross-stitch you guys are doing. I'm like, I need to learn how to do that. It's like, but then I see all the other cool stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and this, and this, too. It's like, I only have so much time in the day for crafting, and just need to... Like, and I have so much on my crochet list. What else am I gonna do? But yeah, no, the cross stitch, after seeing all the awesome stuff you guys are doing, is just, it's starting to get higher up on my list. But so is knitting. Super fun stabbing fabric, right? Because people sometimes, or just work, or yeah, stabbing fabric is great. Okay, so weaving in a little end here. Which I feel like I should be weaving it the other direction because it sort of ends abruptly. That is so great. And all you guys coming over is wonderful. What about the rest of everybody else? What are you up to tonight? I mean, obviously hanging out with Junie. Or your current crafts, because I know all you guys, most of you guys are also super crafty people. Sam, I think you were doing some some polymer beads earlier. Gaming and polymer clay charms. I played with polymer like once way long ago and never I never even got to the point where I could fire anything to finish it. It wasn't right. It wasn't good enough. I just couldn't get it to the point where I felt like it was finished. So I didn't end up with a final product. It was like, oh, okay, I did that thing. Official access, thank you for the host. So yeah, you guys planning on staying up a while longer? You guys got, big plans for the weekend? More crafting? Because more crafting is always a great answer. Sorry, yeah, this is like the boring part of a project. Lurk, working on stuff. Lurking is totally fine. Um, we had a few other people in here earlier, but yeah, like, hopefully this is gonna totally liven up. I didn't even see who else was around, other than people who put out a raid call. I don't know if they followed or if they also want to be a little lurky turkeys, as Little Blue would say, lurky turkey, which is also just fine. I would lurk at people's channels who had great music going, just because I wanted to listen to something and maybe hear them talk about World of Warcraft or whatever else was going on. I can't lurk in like Jenny Knit's channel or Mini Burger because they're too funny. I have to talk with them. So I mean, like, good for them, but like I can't just sit there. Okay, so we have finished the first one, and now I need to measure out some string here so I can have the ties that go to the chairs. When I say string, I mean yarn. So I need to decide on a length here, though. I probably want like, how long is that? Tape measure time. Finish haiku! Yeah, I needed to finish one of the 4 because I'm going to an event tomorrow. My local knit and crochet guild has their Christmas event, and this year they're doing what's called a fandom challenge. And so it was a very open-ended challenge where it's just like, make something that you're a fan of. And so I'm a fan of video games. So I decided to go with a classic one, and since I already had the coasters and I wanted to, something to match, I figured I'd do the chairs, or the chair cushions. But yeah, I have to finish one by tomorrow, so finishing this up tonight is great, and anything else I do is just bonus. I have the yellow one already made, but I really haven't started, so I've got so this one's done. The yellow one's made, but I haven't started on the green or the orange ones yet. I knew if I just needed one. Alright, so that's a really long, like, tie. Maybe like a 10-inch string? And so I'll go like, so when you braid them, you usually end up losing like a third, so we'll go 15 inches, and I want a 5-strand braid. Thank you, Bumble. Thank you, all you guys. Yeah, the Space Invader is just, and it's very 8-bit, and I have figured out how to convert 8-bit to crochet, so instead of 1 stitch per pixel, to get it to be this size, it's 4 stitches per pixel. So it's another little square. I mean, you can always make it bigger, but it's a very manual process. And I don't use a software. I use, it is a software technically. I've used Excel, Microsoft Excel. I was switching between a 5 point, and I know it's weird to switch between crochet sizes. These ones are written in millimeters, so this is a 5.5 millimeter. And I was also using this green one. I used the green one, whatever size this is, for most of it. I can't get it out. This is a 5.25 because I this set didn't have quarter millimeters. Yes, the whole thing is single crochet. So yeah, it was between 5.25 and 5.5, depending on which hook I had available to me at the time. Alright, so we're gonna go with 30 inches, and then I'll fold it in half, and then I'll have the tie. Yep, all single crochet, nothing fancy, just following the little. So I made, man, these turned out really dark because I printed them off on a. Wooldane! Thank you for the follow. It's good to see you. Alright, so yeah, here we go. This one's a little lighter. I printed these off on a black and white printer, but they were actually in color. So single crochet, just following the little chart. It's and the chart was really just made from looking at these and counting the squares. It wasn't anything fancy or special. Just a little bit of paying attention and work putting it in. But if any point you want the things, I already have them made up in Excel. So Bumble, just if you want to make a Space Invader, I have all 4 of the patterns made already. I just haven't crocheted them up. I mean, really, you're like in Excel, like clicking a square and filling in a color, and clicking a square and filling in a color. That's what I mean. Like, it's not much. It was kind of mindless making them. So you gotta count them and put them in, but it was more like putting the time in to do it. I also found a YouTube video of some guy who was doing 8-bit, like he's doing 8-bit art walkthroughs, which I was like, why would somebody do that? And I'm like, well, I'm watching it, so maybe other people find it interesting or using it. I mean, because I know 8-bit's used a lot for purlers. And I know, and purlers has become a really big thing. Alright. I want 5 strands here, and then we're going to braid them all together. Actually, I need to make 10 strands because I have 2 sides. So what I'm going to do is do this, and then go ahead and braid them together. Actually, you guys can't see what I'm talking about. I'll do that, and that way I have twice the size. If I want it to be 10 inches, go ahead and make that all match up. I can cut anything that doesn't fully match, fully line up. It's 3. So Bumble, what projects are you currently working on? Because I know when we met at TwitchCon, we really only got to speak for like maybe a minute because we didn't end up sitting by each other. And I had seen your name around, but I hadn't seen your stream, and I haven't seen any of your craft streams yet. So like, I really want to know what you're up to. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna grab 1 to keep as a measuring tool. Oh, it's actually 6. I haven't crocheted in a bit. Oh, I didn't realize you. Yeah, I didn't see where you sat. I thought you had sat with someone else, like kind of away from the rest of the group. But yeah, if you had to head to the airport, yeah, boo. I mean, not that going home was boo, but you know, when you're got everybody else hanging out, that sucks. Well, what was the last project you did? Like your most recent crochet adventure? Yes, so many projects. Is not a swarm of bees still in here? An amigurumi Boba Fett. Oh man, those are so. I kind of got back into crochet with amigurumi because before I had just done scarves. But amigurumi was way tougher than I expected. I did some, and I still will do some. It's just I find it's nerve-wracking. I have a problem with the faces. I can't make the faces look as cute as they're supposed to. Oh, knitting. Like that's the knitting, I think. Knitting is it's great, first of all. That's what it's like almost too smart for me. Oh, I didn't get all the pieces there. That's not gonna work. Yeah, knitting is for people who have a slightly different brain than I do. Or maybe I just need to stop telling myself I can't and get stop telling myself I can't and just make the time and do it. Okay, so we got a little tassely looking thing there. And I'm sorry you guys can't see too much of this. I'm gonna do a 5-strand braid, so I can so I have like the tassels to tie it to a chair. Should talk to Minnie. She is, yeah. Minnie's been great. I have to make the time in my head, like say, okay, this is what I'm doing, and focus, concentrate, and just and give it the attention it deserves. Because learning to knit is not as mindless as just knitting after you already know how to do it. Alright, so I've kind of screwed up my 5-strand braid already, it looks like. There we go, I had to back it up. Oh, no, I have to back it up just a touch more. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Alright. I don't want to lose the strands way up high. I don't know why I chose 5. It seemed like a good number at the time. Kind of a little late to back out now. Yeah, and now it's not looking so good. Well, it's still going to be a braid, even though it's not going to be a perfect one. Oh my god, spent 1.5 hours today fixing a flashlight. Not on my plans for today. Man, that must be a pretty awesome flashlight. Rudolph, Santa's distracted, yeah. Alright, Junie. Well, I hope the doctor appointment goes well. Thank you so much for the raid. I'm pretty speechless. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad you guys could stop by. Setting new records for me. Yeah, I hope to see you soon as well. Need to jump in your stream sometimes too. A lot of people on the East Coast when I go ahead and check, but I think Junie, you're thank you. I think you're over here on the West Coast though, right, Junie? Before you go. I shouldn't hold her back. She needs to go to bed. Oh, Central Time. Okay. I used to be Central Time. Not at any point while I was streaming, though. I was streamed long after I moved out west. So, this is much more futzy than I remember braiding being. Also, I should probably put like something weighted on here. I'd like to pull it tighter. Let's see if that helps. Keeps sliding off the Hang on me. Yeah, Central and Mountain are hard. But it's what I kind of liked about it is it fits schedules better. Um, if I want to hang out with Jenny Knits or whatever, I'd have to like take a day off of work. She starts streaming at noon for me. Like her knitting show starts at 3 her time. It's noon here. I won't ever be able to knit with her. She has a good job of stream life balance. What time zone are you in? Are you also Central? Yeah, she's quick. There's some gals in my knitting and crochet group. One of the gals, Karen, she started coming more, and she's an older redheaded lady. And oh, Eastern, okay. Well, what are you doing up so late? Are you always up this late? Yeah, and it's the muscle memory. And when I went to a knitting 101 class, and the lady who was teaching it was like, we don't care if you make mistakes. You just need to keep doing the motion so you can learn what you're supposed to be doing. Like, watch where you're sticking the needle. Watch how, pay attention to how you wrap the yarn around the needle. And do it. And if you make a mistake, just ignore it and keep going. Oh, but Karen, yeah, the older redhead lady, she spins, excuse me, she spins, she knits, she crochets, and she is fast at all of it. I don't know, she's maybe 70? This little woman that just crafts like crazy. My god. It's impressive. It's really impressive. Her crochet, she was so fast. I'm like, I don't even know how you can get the hook in and out that fast without catching on it, the yarn. Like, yeah, okay, I crochet too, I understand it, but like, it was like flashing is the best word I can use to describe what she was doing. All I saw was a flashing crochet hook. And there's some amazing fiber artists out there. Oh, speed knitting. Oh, man. I've never seen a speed knitting contest. Alright, SDF. You have a good night. Make sure to get enough sleep. You don't want to trigger another migraine. That would blow. That'd be awful. So take care. Knit during, like running and knitting? I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever seen it. Although if I was to run, like crocheting and running would probably be the only way I could do it without keeping myself bored, without getting bored. Like, I just find running so boring. But if I was crocheting and running at the same time, probably wouldn't be so bored. Like, I could definitely... I would probably be one of those people. To the end here. It's getting a little hard to hold on to these tiny little... It's about time to... And this is long enough, I could probably go ahead and just go ahead and knot it up. Knot it up really close to where the actual thing ends. And then we'll give it a little haircut. Actually, I'll wait to give it a haircut until I have both ends crochet. I'm braiding right now. That's what I'm doing. Oh no. Bumbles don't run, you bounce. Oh man. Well, you can trip anyway. Like, if you can knit or crochet well enough where you don't look at it, yeah. Yeah, okay, that makes sense, yeah. Bag on each hip kind of thing. It logically makes sense. And like I said, I actually would probably try to do that if I was a marathon type runner person, which I'm not. You drop so many stitches, rage quitting the entire time. You'd rage quit, you'd be running, and then you're like, oh, I'll try it again. You'd pull it out again, and be like, nope, never mind. Why did I even try? I mean, but it could also help you keep a rhythm with running, like with the way you put your stitch in, you slide the needle in when you are, putting one foot down, and then you wrap the yarn while you bring your other foot forward, and then you pull it off the needle. The pulling off the needle would be the really hard part. That would be the tough part of it. Okay, so I'm not liking the 5-strand braid idea, so we're just gonna go with 4, and I'm gonna put 2 of them together. That was a dumb idea. Seemed like a good idea at the time. It was not. Four is way better. 4 is way faster. If there's a zombie apocalypse, they better be the slow zombies and not those running zombies. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, no zombie apocalypse thing. And well, have you heard that there's an action app called Zombie Run, where it'll help. It'll make running more interesting for you. I had a friend tell me about it. Actually, I had a couple of friends. I think Will Wheaton actually uses Zombie Run because he's tweeted about it before. Norm? Oh, okay. Our buddy out east, Norm, uses it. But yeah, it simulates a zombie attack, and it tells you where to run. So it like plans. It sort of maps out where you're supposed to go. It tells you to turn left or turn right, and it narrates a fake event or whatever. And then at the end of the run, it tells you if you beat it or if the zombies won. So he says the only thing that makes running more interesting for me is seeing a Taco Bell at the end. I'm not a fan of Taco Bell, so that really wouldn't be my motivation. Now, Del Taco. I don't know if you got a chance to try a Del Taco while you were out in this end of the world, but Del Taco is where it's at. Del Taco and In-N-Out Burger. If you didn't try an In-N-Out Burger while you were here, you're really missing out. I hope you got to try it. Yeah, okay, you got to try both. Good. That's good. Yeah, In and Out, I usually ask them just for a cheeseburger. I don't want their sauce. I want just ketchup, mustard, meat, and cheese because I want to taste the like fresh burger. Before I moved to Texas, they brought in a Del Taco In and Out, and then I moved. No. So it's like you got to taste the deliciousness and then you left it. Yeah, I came out here, discovered Del Taco, and I'm like, Taco Bell, what's that? Although we have a Taco Bell closer to our house than we have a Del Taco. We walked to Taco Bell. Del Taco, you'd have to plan to do that. It's like an hour round trip. To walk to Del Taco and back after waiting in line for your food? Yeah. Yeah, if you get no food. It used to be a really good Del Taco, but like they keep messing up the freaking orders. Sometimes if we want to go Del Taco, we'll actually drive a little further to the one that's closer to the airport because for some reason the people by the airport are better at taking an order. Yeah, because they put the French fries in them. It makes them a very filling. I was gonna say very fulfilling burrito. Burrito is my life. Oh, you've completely fulfilled me. No. Is not a swarm of bees still in the channel, but just not talking? I just want to know if you're still here. Machinima 5000, thank you for that host. Alright, I'm getting close to the end here. Gonna have to tie this one off as well and give them both a haircut and then move on to the other one. Go ahead and bring it on down. Nope, nope, not quite. Need to bring it further down. There we go. Alright. Oh dear. Wow, I braided the one way farther down than I braided the other. Let's see if we can get a little more. Yeah, I did the second one, probably because I did the 4 strand instead of 5. 5 was a little more difficult. And so I stopped earlier. Okay, gotta make these even. Get some even Stevenness going on here. Well, this is still pretty tight though. A little tougher to do. I think because I started twisting it by accident. Is that a bulky 4 yarn, sort of like a Red Heart Super Saver? The pink here is Vanna's Choice, and it's a 4. The black is a Karen 1 pound, and I believe this is also a 4. So I mean, it's worsted. Yeah, so they're both 4s. Excuse me, sorry, I've blown in the mic there. Yeah, they're both 4s. They're both worsted. It's good for this. It's not amigurumi work, but it's worsted is good for the pixel type stuff, especially when I have a big field of black or whatever. It's economical to use something like the Karen 1 pound. I actually finished off. Well, this is the beginning of my second Karen 1 pound. The other one is almost done. Okay, this is close enough for me. Actually, I can probably... No, I can't do that. Alright, who we got? Scorpio. Scriptomania. Alright, well, these will be relative to themselves, not to each other. I tried to get it close, it just isn't working. Alright. The scissors, that's the big question. Where did I put the scissors? There. Hiding on the Rainbow Bright Snuggie. Alright. Haircut for this one. There we go. And then haircut for the second one. Alright. First tie. Done. There we go. That'll tie it to the chair. And then I'm only going to do 4 strands on each side, so we will take one of these guys out. Braiding 5 is just ridiculous. Yeah, for a while I had a little like votive candle next to me when I was working and doing the needleworky type stuff. And when I decided to put the needle down, I would put it inside the candle, not like stick it in the wax, but it was a candle holder that had a little bit of a. I am a Squirtle. Thank you for that, host. Is much appreciated. But yeah, I put the needle in the holder, and that way I knew exactly where to find it. Alright, so. Oh, I did it the other way. I pulled it to the top. I'll go ahead and go ahead and pull it through the top instead. Oh, did I? Nope. I pulled it. I was right the first time. I'm trying to match the other side here. Freezer828, thank you very much for the host. And now I'm still doing this wrong. Oh wait, no, I'm not. There we go. That was the first. I was right the very first time. Okay, so now they match the way the piece lays. A little bit of weight there. Yeah, the scissors would just annoys me because you always just want to do a quick snip, and then it's like the scissors were right here. I've misplaced my hook before, yeah, and just like I have to stand up and shake out everything that's nearby, and like, oh god. Like yesterday, I went out to. I started spinning yarn. I took a class. So the corners. On the front piece, I did manage to do a proper decrease to get the corners to work, but I didn't on like the bottom down here. I actually kind of cheated. So when I did my first row of pink on the bottom here, I actually folded the corner over, and then I crocheted in such a way where I kept the corner folded over. Like, let's see, do I have a piece of paper I could, here we go. I'll use this as an example and show you what I did. And I really feel like this is like cheating. But it worked. So you have the thing, so I folded it over like this. And then I went stitch, 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 stitch like that. And that's what's on the inside, so that's like, that became my wrong side, so they both got folded in the same way. I didn't really consider the corners when I thought I had considered the corners, and part of me was just like, I'll figure it out later, and that is the solution I came up with, was folding it over and crocheting over the corner. So like if you, unfortunately you can't feel this, but underneath here, the corner is actually right here on the inside. So the corner is here. I just folded it and crocheted over it to keep it in place. Like I said, I feel like it's cheating, but it did the job, so if it works, everything else is, tucked away on the inside, you can't see it. I didn't know what I was going to do until I actually just did it. I was like, let's see if this works, and it did. But so at that point I was like, stabbing my hook through like 3 Shadow Garlic, thank you for the host. I was stabbing my hook through like 3 layers of crocheted fabric. Well, thank you. You need patterns, you're never able to make it work without instruction. I should read patterns more often. I tried working on stuff, and I tried, and I actually had to take a class at a local yarn store back home to figure out what I was doing wrong. I didn't realize I had no clue as to what I was doing. It's like, okay, I have single crochet here, great. And then I just started like making stuff up. I was like, well, if I do this single crochet, but I sprout off to this side and I chain like 12 and then turn around and come back, and you know, every 5 stitches I do that, I'm like, oh look, and I happen to be using yellow yarn, I made a thing that looks like a sun. Well, that's cool. And I just picked up a hook and started going, and I was like, well, let's do this thing. So yeah, no, I was, one of the gals from my knit and crochet group was in here. She left right before you guys showed up, and Ken Meister, thank you for the host. Yeah, she was just kind of like, I was like, I feel like I'm doing gorilla type crochet, and this is like freeform crochet. The streaming journey, thank you very much for that, host. I don't know. I'm sure maybe it's more. Maybe it's very creative. I just kind of feel like I'm BSing to make a thing work that I really want to work. Yeah, actually, so one of the things that Moobot puts up there is my Facebook page, and there's actually a really fascinating article I found about this gal who crochets. She's Korean, I think, or maybe Japanese. And I can't remember her name, but I kind of post the stuff on my page so I can go back and check it out. But she does some really neat freeform crochet stuff. She does like crochet sculptures. Um, but yeah, there's a little video on what she does and how she does it, and it's so cool. Like she is really cool. Just this cool person, very very artsy. And yeah, her crochet stuff is making a difference. She actually got some of her work was commissioned to be in like the National Heritage Museum of whatever Asian country she's in. I feel pretty bad that actually I don't remember. But yeah, so if you go on my page, you probably have to scroll down a couple posts or whatever to find her. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. She's pretty much living the dream, you know, the fiber art dream. I mean, how cool is it for your country to commission a cultural work of art from you? That's alright, so we have the third one done. It's much straighter because I did 4 instead of 5 strands. Yeah, these ones are very twisty. I should probably actually try and make these a little twistier because then they won't match. Ooh, we're almost done. And the pattern that keeps showing up there that says it's today's pattern is actually the one for the blanket that's sitting next to me. The little Space Invaders don't have a pattern other than, you know, what I've just kind of made up on the fly and the little Excel chart. I was saying to someone, I'm like, I don't even know how I would write this down, some of the stuff that I did. Because I have it going single crochet in one direction, and then when I have enough rows, I turn it 90 degrees, and then I single crochet around the edges to make it big enough. And then I did the whole corner folding thing to make sure it could do the rounded corners. And like I don't know how to write all that out. I mean, maybe if I just started writing it, I could figure it out. Get some test crocheters to do it or something. Let's see if it actually makes sense. Oh no, no, no. The blanket is not. I will say this. It's not beyond your skill set. If you can single crochet and you can double crochet, it's just combinations of single crochet and double crochet to make different patterns of stitches. It's really, uh, it is really more simple than the pattern looks. It looks very intimidating. So let's see. It starts off with, your foundation row, some single crochet, some granny stripes, which is really just double crochet. You put 3 of them into one stitch, and then you skip some stitches, and then you put 3 of them into another stitch. So granny stripes, half double crochet. The shell stuff, they actually explain the shell. They don't just say, make so many shells. Now they explain how to do it. So it's like, do a... Actually, the shells are kind of complicated but you just have to pay attention to what you're doing. It's not a... thank you very much for the host. I'm so sorry I missed your name. Whoever that was. But yeah, the shells. Now, actually, I did one of the stitches incorrectly, but because I did it incorrectly the same way over and over again, it doesn't look incorrect. I hope to fix it somehow. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna... It left an extra big hole in the stitch thing. Bugbite250, thank you for the host. Much appreciated. But yeah, as long as you keep doing the same mistake over and over again, it looks like it's supposed to be there. So... I showed it to my knit and crochet group, and I got stuck on that. I restarted it so many times, and I was not going to get more than 6 inches in this blanket if I did not just suck it up and just move on. Gamer Squad 3030, thank you for the host, much appreciated. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, you probably even created a new stitch. Who knows? You mess up something and you do it a different way. You're like, oh look, I just invented a thing. This is gonna be weird being finished with one of these. Yeah, and so that's almost the exact same thing. Well, I did it this way this time, and when I get to the next one, because in 5 rows of this blanket, I'm gonna come up on that scary stitch again, and I'm gonna have to deal with it. Alright, we are done. Done with the pink one. Giving it a last little haircut here. Oops, and I missed one little strand there. That looks funky. There we go. Alright. And there is our first Invader Chair Cushion. Complete with little ties. So that will be coming with me to the dinner tomorrow night and our Christmas thing and my entry into the fandom challenge. Well done. What time is it? Where are we at? 10:40. Testing it out?
First.
Ha! First. And that was Jingles. I believe you may have met him at the was it the Twitch con meetup, and he just called first. He was the first. I realize my head is cut off when I stand up like that. Oh yeah. feels good to finish a project, yay! Oh, I could do so much with the design. Yeah, and actually I have so this is the larger design. So it's this one here. And then I have the smaller one. So what I was saying earlier is that like this design is 4 stitches per pixel. And then this one is 1 stitch per pixel, so that's about the same size as, well, actually not quite the same size as the coaster, but when you actually stitch it out. So you can see the difference here. This is proportionally bigger. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I did a little bit of the color work changing with something else too. I took the shape of Florida and I put it in rainbow colors. It was sort of my way of dealing with the Pulse event. I wasn't working at the time, and I had too much time to read and think, and so I'm like, I'm gonna figure out a new thing, and I'm gonna crochet it. So I have that. I haven't made anything else with it. It's just a square of the state. So actually, the other piece that I have. So I started a scarf. This is the beginning of a scarf too. Go ahead and just show off all the stuff I have like randomly laying around here. This is called Meandering Paws, and as you can see, it's little paw prints walking up the scarf. So I'm actually trying to find the yellow piece of the invaders. I don't know where I put that guy. Actually, the yellow one might be up here. So okay, yeah, the yellow one is right here, but I don't have a back made for it yet. So I can't quite finish it. I would just be sitting here crocheting a black square, and that's boring. So that is extraordinary. Although that's what I did the other night, sitting here crocheting a black square. But yeah, so the yellow one is done. And this is actually the fun part of it, because you have to think, you have to count, you switch between the yellow and the black, because you're crocheting with both of them at the same time. I think I mentioned that to you while we were at the restaurant. You just kind of stick it in between each stitch, and like you can sort of see. And I paid a lot more attention to it this time. Lavasa, thank you for the host. But yeah, I was paying a lot more attention with this one than I was with my previous project. When I was laying the color inside or in between the V's, making sure that it actually stayed there. So I was paying closer attention, because these are very bright neon colors they're meant to stand out. So here's my orange for this guy. This is another Vanna's, and then this is the Red Heart Super Saver, but like bright green for this guy. So that's what we got. So we have 2 that are Red Heart, the yellow and the green are Red Heart, and 2 that are Vanna, and that's the pink and the orange. I tried to get like Red Heart for all or Vanna for all, but I already had some of the colors, and there's no point wasting it. Alright. Pink one's done. Yeah, so I rearranged the space. I have, and I don't think you can see it, but I have 8 of these containers all lined up here above me. And they all have like bits and pieces of projects in it, or I've just sorted them out by the type of yarn. Let's see, I have my attempts at knitting over here. I have the Space Invaders project. I have a cotton scrubby yarns. I was kind of on a kick for scrubby stuff. Actually, I can show you the scrubby I made too. Again, a self-design thing, just because I wanted to do it. So it's a bright cotton on one side. On the other side, it's cotton and a scrubby yarn. So you have options. When you use your scrubby, it can be either rough or smooth. So, Meandering Paws scarf that I don't even know if I want to finish it. I just wanted to try it and check out the pattern. So this may be continued, may not. This is probably being a gift for my nieces. I definitely had to wash it because this particular cotton, even though it was it's not. See, I'm gonna pull it down now because I don't remember what brand it is. Oh, it is a peaches and cream. So it's a peaches and cream, but while I was crocheting, it actually came off on my hands. So that was weird. Yeah, I got the scrubby yarn and I had it for months before I ever did anything with it. I'm like, I need to do something with it. I have to use it. I got so much of it. Needy Bird, thank you for the host. It's so good to see you. So, man, this is just a night full of love. Oh, this is great. Oh, Needy Bird, I gotta show you what I finished. Old Bumble gotta sit here and watch me complete this and be with me at the very. I finished the seat cushion. Soft and pillows inside, and even has ties for it. Like, this is a proper finished object. So who else did you bring with you? Who else is hanging out here? In a raid. Isn't it? I know, it's so awesome. So awesome. I know, because before you guys were in here, all you saw me was crocheting was a black square, which was boring. But like, this is what it made. Like, there's the black square, but this was the whole that it was a part of. So, oh, I know not many, but just I was asking who else joined you. That's okay. Bringing anybody is great. Junie came in. She brought quite a few people, but not many people were chatty. Just Bumble. He's been awesomely chatty. I appreciate it. Keeps me company. Yeah, so I gotta decide what to do next. Oh wait, I started the blanket because when I started the stream today, these pieces were still in the dryer because I had to wash them. The cat had decided she was going to love on it. So I had to wash the pieces because I knew I was going to finish it tonight. And so what's up next is actually the pattern that will randomly pop up in chat. It's called the As You Go Stripey Blanket, and it's the blanket that you guys were noticing last time. I'm continuing on with it. So this I started, or this particular row I started at the beginning of stream because, like I said, the other stuff was in the wash because I didn't really plan ahead. Whoops. I was so tired when I came home from work today. I went straight to bed. I came home, went to bed. I'm like, I already tweeted that I'm gonna be up and streaming, so I have to actually wake up and stream. I can't sleep all night. I was a little worried that I was actually gonna sleep through the alarm. I did not. Actually, I had a cat come in and jump on me, which is unusual. I had, and she must have been like hanging out in our bedroom all day long, so I feel a little bad. Poor kitty. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what it was. Like, I usually am not the kind of person who's like, oh, we got 6 o'clock, let's out the door. But today I was at like 4:30. I was like, I cannot wait for the day to be over. There's no particular reason. I was just like, I want to be done. I want to be out, and just. I was almost to the point of obnoxiously whiny. I was like, I just want to be out of here. I don't know why I want to be out. I just don't want to be here. Probably because I had been like doing a bunch of stream type stuff, and it's like I want to get back. I want to crochet. I want to. This was my deadline. This one is going to be submitted to a casual contest tomorrow. So yeah, this was my deadline. So I am going to do the set eventually. It's just that right now I want to work on this blanket. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I can't see who it was. I kind of hope it gets compliments. That would be nice. Alright, well, night, Bumble. Oh, if something is due. Oh, you meant like at work? Not really. And any due dates only sort of affect me. I'm kind of a middleman. Thank you, Bumble, for keeping me company for this past hour. It was a delight to talk to you. Yeah, I assign and distribute work, but I don't actually complete the work, if that makes sense. Other people do it, but I have to be conscious of deadlines and make sure people have enough time to do what they need to do. So this is like a super thin, skinny, almost ribbon yarn that's multicolored. I remember when I said that I had gotten the like eBay yarn. This is like some of the eBay yarn. So I'm just trying to use it in all these like random projects that, it kind of doesn't matter what kind of yarn you use, but I want to use the yarn I have in these like interesting ways, and so I got one of these projects. They're stash busters. That's what they're called. They're called stash buster projects. But yeah, so your yarn issue where you're being told that you're like can't go out and get yarn, the way around that is to win yarn in giveaways. No, I don't have a problem with being told I can't buy yarn. You almost push yarn on me. But some of the other streamers talk about going on a yarn diet. One of the other streamers, Mini Burger, she's currently on a yarn diet, mostly because they're watching their finances. And she's like, well, one way around a yarn diet is, winning yarn. You're not actually paying for it. And so today she actually won some skeins of yarn in Jenny Knit's stream, and she's like, "This is how you get out of a yarn diet, or get around it. Get around a yarn diet." Mhm. Mm, that's like, well, it's more like buying in bulk. That example's like buying in bulk. Alright, so I think though I am getting sleepy. I still have a present to wrap for tomorrow for a different event, but I still have a long ways to go. This yarn is very slow going, since you have to be done before buying new, so it's not as bad as I thought it'd be. Oh, okay. Now she has so Needy Bird has a little rule imposed on her that she has to finish a project before she can go out and buy more yarn. And she said that's actually incentive for her to go finish projects. I've actually finished kind of a lot of projects. I have less whips right now than I did when I moved in here. So I finished most of the whips. I've obviously started some. And some of them I'm just doing, and I don't know if I actually really intend on finishing them. Like this cat paw scarf here. I kind of did it more for the technique than for actually wanting to make a cat paw scarf. I just wanted to know I could do the series of stitches. And then I started a dragon scale bag from Bag-A-Day Crochet on YouTube. I followed her tutorial, and she does a really good job at the tutorial. So I followed it, and I did about 3 rows. I'm like, okay, cool, I understand the stitch now. Like, I don't really think I'm gonna finish it and make a bag out of it. But I know I can do the stitch. So that's because one of the ladies in my crochet group was saying how it was really tough. She couldn't figure it out, and she was just getting really frustrated with it. The thing is, this lady doesn't do well with reading patterns. And someone else was saying, she's like, she doesn't really follow a pattern and she doesn't really count her stitches. And I'm like, but that's sort of important. And she's like, yes, it is very important. There's some patterns you can kind of look at it and get away without it. But some you actually have to pay attention to. Pita stacks? Peach Ash X. Thank you for the host. Yeah, I don't. So earlier today, you remember how yesterday, or the last time I streamed, I got like kicked out of my own stream and started hosting someone else? Well, that happened again today. Same person like kicked me off my own stream and like was hosting, or I was hosting them while I was still trying to stream. So I think I need to like ask around the rest of the community and see if anybody else has had that issue and what in the world is going on. Because if it's the auto host, like that's no more auto hosting. At least not through Twitch app because that's just weird. And I haven't streamed enough to really know if that's. Have you heard about that with anybody else? Like you've streamed a bit more than I have. So I don't. I just have no idea. That just seems super super strange to me. Like any sort of hosting app, whether it's Twitch or an external one, really should not be doing that. That is really not cool. And I had another friend, although I'm not quite sure how much I trust his technical expertise. He kept saying that he would copy and paste my link into the browser and I was hosting someone else. And I'm like, that's weird because I see myself on Twitch. Like, I see me. But he said I was hosting somebody else. And I had actually been live for a good like 10 or 15 minutes, so it wasn't a lag thing. Granted, this is also the same person who couldn't figure out how to find chat. So, I'm not sure. Yeah. So that one I'm not sure if it was user error or if for some reason I was seeing myself live and him slash everybody else was seeing someone else. Because when it happened yesterday, I saw the host. I saw HL Swaglord on my screen. Because I have my actual Twitch, so I also know how much of a lag I have. In addition to being able to read chat. So I see what you guys see. At least I think I see what you guys see. Part of me just thinks he was being lazy and didn't really know what he was looking at. But I don't know if he'd copied and pasted the link directly why he would be seeing anything else. So that's just so many question marks. So I think in 3 streams I've made have you noticed their little achievement program where it's like, oh, so many hours and so many days and unique days in the last X number of days thing, their path to affiliate. I think with my 2 streams and my 1 test stream, I've actually made all of their goals. Well, plus I streamed before, so it's like I already had the requisite number of followers that they wanted. They want like 50 followers. They want you to have at least an average viewing of 3 people per stream. And there's four things. Oh, stream at least 4 hours in 30 days. So I think I've already hit their affiliate requirements. Have you considered going affiliate? Needy bird? Well, I'm not actually affiliate. I just think I've made their silly little requirement achievement thing. I still need to make the decision if I'm going to or not, because that's a bit of paperwork and a bit of like taxes stuff I need to consider. Plus I also need to set up my stream a bit better. Like right now it's very plain. very plain. And my camera's only 720, which is why I have that huge black bar on the side. So I do have a 1080 camera, but that's the one I would want to like be facing down. Also, getting another camera would not be the worst thing in the world. I just need to decide how much I want to invest financially and time-wise into it. Oh yeah, there's affiliate in that, but like, are you actually like getting subs and all that? Like, do you want to do that? Oh, you're affiliated on your old account. You can't cancel it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the whole taxes thing. I didn't know if I wanted to, if I want to go that route. Oh, you want to, but you can't? I want to ask more details, but I don't know if you want to share all that. But I'm very curious. Canada. Oh. That's odd. You know, I had this discussion because I work with translators around the world, and we had this discussion with cause we had an issue today with one of our translators from another country, who apparently, if you're on your work cable in any capacity, your benefits would be at risk. Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, that is a pretty yeah, that's a pretty weird line. Cause yeah, if this feels way less stressful, the couch stuff, than when I was doing it before, where I felt like I actually put a lot of pressure on myself to stream earlier. So I took a couple month hiatus from streaming, and I wasn't even partnered or affiliated or anything. I needed to figure out if it was something I wanted to do. And then during that time, I watched more streamers. And I'm like, oh, not everyone is as serious or as set up, like, because I'd be watching big streamers, and I started watching smaller ones. I was like, oh, I could do the smaller stream feel, yeah. And then you probably get you get the feel of your audience and who comes to see you, and then you work up to some of that crazy stuff. Like, Fierce Kittens has so much energy, and she has like 4 cameras and everything set up, and she switches from one camera to the other. I'm like, I don't have the time to figure that out technically, and alright, affiliation hype. Yeah. Oh, so did you fill out the application thing for KBN? Or whatever you did? Or got? I didn't even know there was an application. I think I just like was in channel with Little Blue Box one day, and I was like, yeah, I crochet, and I'm trying to start streaming crochet. She's like, cool, yeah, you should join. Here, let me send you an invite right now. So, like, that was how KBN worked. And so just so you know, I put your name into the Discord. There's a channel in the KBN Discord that's called Streamers to Invite. So your name has been submitted. Hope you don't mind. Yeah, at the time, like, I wasn't working, so I felt like I had to do something, and I was like, oh, streaming, and I knew nothing about streaming. I was pretty great time about it. But now it's like, yeah, it feels like it's me time. Like these past two streams have just been fantastic. Junie raided with 29 people. Like, it blew me away. Only like two people were talking, but three people talked a little. Three people talked a bit. But yeah. And she even remembered me from, a couple months ago when I really wasn't streaming and I was like stressing myself out to do it. She was like, I'm glad to see you back in streaming. I was like, I didn't even know you knew who I was. So I must have done something somewhat right somewhere along the way. I feel like I'm doing it more right now that I've had time to like see how it works. Yeah, someone's saying Little Blue hasn't streamed in a while, and I guess I really have been out of the loop because I didn't know that she hasn't been streaming. But I think she got a job, so there was a while where she's like, no, I used to work corporate stuff and I'm really not interested in that. And after a while, she was like, but we really need the money, so I guess I need to go back to the regular world and maybe find some simple admin job. I don't even know what the application looks like, so I don't know what the comment section is. Like I said, she just like invited me when I was chatting with her at stream one day. Because I said I crocheted. I think she's kind of half and half about going back to work. Is like, well, I need to, and I need to be responsible, and streaming's fun, but it doesn't exactly pay the bills. It might bring in a little trickle of money, but doesn't pay the bills. And I think like one of her pets had some emergency stuff, so like things came up that she needed to take care of. Alright, so I have about a foot left to go. This particular yarn is so small and so tiny. It's taking a much longer time than if it was. And this is probably like a size 2 yarn that I'm using right now. Oh wow, the blanket is gonna be super awesome when it's done, and I'm gonna put a border on that's gonna bring it all together, and it'll be fine. Right now I'm just using all the random yarn I have around the place. I am still trying to make the colors like flow together though. So before going back, I'm going to do certification. I need to do something different. So what do you do, and what do you want to do? Like, what do you do that you're going to let go from, and what do you think? What certification do you want to get for the next step? I mean, like, my job isn't necessarily like amazing, but it pays the bills, and the people in the company are really nice. So like that's what's going on. Like I'm gonna have to go home and travel a bit. My mom has some health issues, but and they're super cool about it. They're like, well, we could set you up with VPN, but if you're going home to do family stuff, you really should concentrate on family stuff. I'm like, there will be a couple hours every night where I will be up way later than anybody else in the family. I'll be able to at least do a little something. Yeah, definitely a cross-trained event there, cross-trained skills. Oh, that is neat. Yeah. Yeah, I was really irritated for a while. I'm like, I should just go be an accountant. Like, I should go do that, and I should go get like the lowest possible certification I need to go do it, and just get it done, and find a job that pays me, a livable wage. Like, I don't have to love the job. I just have to be able to like, pay my way, rent and food and whatnot. I was very bitter for a while after I got let go from my one job. I was bitter at the schooling system. I was. What's a certified accountant? Katana327, thank you for the follow. It's good to see you around. Welcome to the Crochet Couch. Yeah, so with the American schooling system, I was just so bitter that places were saying, like, I have a master's degree, and these places, Katana, hey! I finished up my project today. A Space Invaders chair cushion. It's for a fandom project for what I'm a fan of, and I made it to match this little guy here. So we're gonna have a whole set when I'm done. Whole set of 4. Let me lay these out so you can see what they'll all be. I just need one to finish. I needed to finish one for an event tomorrow. And but the rest I'll just kind of do as I feel. But yeah, so this is my accomplishment for the stream, and working on my blanket is like my treat. So I finished my stream goal, and now I get to do what I want. This blanket is something I've been working on literally all year. It's been a crochet along. But it was really hard to crochet during the summer months because it's too hot. I couldn't make a blanket during the summer. It just did not work. So Katana, what are you a streamer also and crafter and anything like that, or you just want to come hang out and chill with someone who's doing something goofy? This piece of string and some hooky thing and this is very small, thin yarn. But it's part of my stash. It's a weird little yarn and I really wanted to use it. Alright, so my next color. I haven't chosen my next color yet, but this like weird thin yarn is like white. It has bits of purple, bits of green, bits of pink in it. So I want to find something that maybe sort of matches. Crocheting and sewing, hooray! So you know what this weird like string and sticky thing with a hook is all about. There was some Instagram I followed that was really, I think it was just called Sticks and String, and they were a knitter. I was like, that's actually very clever. Sticks and string. Sweet. Chill with Needy Bird. Oh, and Needy Bird, I hope you don't mind that I clipped those things the other day when you were being not at all dirty, but clipping them made them dirty. It was just, I was amused. So what kinds of things do you like to crochet? Because like I started off with scarves and then moved to amigurumi, and now I just kind of do whatever my fancy is, whatever I feel like doing. So I had this chair cushion thing, which is a pattern I made up all on my own. I was just like, I want to make this thing, so I just kind of made it. And I was telling Bumble, I'm like, I don't even know if I could write up what I did, because I just sort of did it. Well, good. I'm glad you guys found it hilarious. Because I was over here giggling to myself while I was doing it. Oh, and so um so I sent you the link to my like dirty crochet project, but here's what was really funny is that my coworker literally walked in as I opened up my page. And so I went to go close it, and she's like, "What's that? Is that all your projects?" Because she's a knitter. She knits, she crochets. She does like glass. She's a super crafty person. So when she saw that I had one of my pages open, she's like, "Oh, let me see." And I'm like, this is like my not so safe. This is my dirty projects, my adult projects. Shoot. But I think I had told her about it before, so she wasn't like completely appalled. Yeah, so I wanted to hear your reaction, except, like, I had to take my headphones off to talk to her. She was actually there for a work related thing. Alright, so I got pink and green and like a dark bluish. I kind of actually want to continue with the ribbon thing. What's my next? I'll have to start the star stitch. Okay. I should not do the star stitch with this type of yarn. The star stitch should be done with two different type, well, two of the same type of yarn. Actually, the next two rows are going to be the same color. So I need to find something that I want to do the star stitch in. I could do it in this weird, like, velvety brown. Also, all this pile right here is all the different yarns I want to use in this blanket. So I have a lot of random stuff to choose from, but I kind of want to use this one for the next round. Because I haven't used it yet. But, unfortunately, I'm also getting super tired. What? Okay, it's 11:20 though. So, I'm gonna call it as I'm sitting here yawning and all that. So let me put a stitch marker in. And we'll find someone to go raid. I don't have a raid call or anything like that, so I'll just hit the button and we'll go raid them. Yeah, I am getting tired. I usually like my schedule. Excuse me. Wow, that's terribly rude of me. Is 8 to 11, and it's 11:20, which not super late. If I had the energy, I would totally stay up and keep going. All right. Let's see who else we got on hanging out in creative stuff. So we'll get to the computer here. And Katana, it's so good to see you. Ugh, alright. Who else we got on Twitch? Or if there's somebody else who's not a naughty by nature that you guys think we should go ahead and host.
I have a picture of it done. I should probably up.
I'll mute that. And I'm thinking we should go hang out with. Oh my gosh, Hell Chick's online. Let's go visit her. I never get to see her stream. So we will go. Oh no, the resolution between my monitor and is just, it's funny. Funny in a bad way. Yeah, Helltick. Alright, so how do I spell it? Just regular chick. There's no like Z in it or anything. Alright. Thanks. Oh, it does its own countdown. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Oh, and Dream Gain, thank you so much for the host, but we are on our way to go raid Hell Chick. Woo! Is there any? Oh, I can cancel the raid. Can I just start it early? Is there another button? Nope. I just have to wait for it to count down. Night, guys. I'll see you around, you know, either in Discord or whatever. Yeah, and that's another thing I do. I have a Discord that I will be updating and, you know, getting the word out there so we can all just, you know, post random funny shit too. Here we come, Hellchick! Here we come! I wish we could just do an instant raid, 'cause that's a really long countdown. Here we go. Oh no!
So funny. Oh my god. Hyper Zen Girl. I literally just went over to
Oh
your
my
channel
God.
to raid you. Reception. That is amazing. That was amazing. Hyper Zen Girl, we could not have planned that. Like, that was almost planned. Oh my god, that was amazing. Well, I guess we won't be raiding our channel tonight. You beat me to it. That was amazing. That is really cool. Well, okay, you know what? We can't, I'm not going to bother raiding anyone else. We're not going to raid anyone after that, because that's where we have to end the night. That was the most beautiful way we could have possibly ended the night. So I'm so sorry, all of Hyper Zen Girl's followers. We are actually about to end the stream because we were actually going to end our stream as well and raid you guys. So anyway, I really appreciate that you guys all came over. Just as a brief description of what we did tonight, for those of you who just raided and didn't get to see what we did, I'll recap it again really quick. We did some flick carding of, let's see how fast I can go through this, right? We did some flick carding of the merino locks. We from a raw fleece. We combined it with my alpaca from my herd, and then we hand carded it on the hand carders into rolags. We then spun those rolags on a supported spindle and also on a Turkish spindle. We did a sample of each, and then we plied them up and got two samples that were actually pretty different from each other. So yeah, so that's what we did tonight. So I'm so sorry that you guys joined, and we are all done with that tonight. But Monday night follower giveaway at 9:30. So now that we've done Raidception, I'm going to call it a night. And I totally appreciate you raiding, Hyper Zen Girl. I hope all of you guys have a really good weekend. Say goodnight, Pico. He doesn't want to say goodnight. He's too tired. So, all right, guys. I will see you guys next week. Have a good weekend.